हाँ वो है ना, बिडिंग लगी है। ओके, वही नहीं शिट, ये सब कुछ आ जाएगा अब।
अच्छा चलने दो थोड़ा। नहीं पर अभी करोगे तो अभी से ही लाइव होगा ना।
So guys, we are live and we're just setting up. Sorry for the chattering right in the beginning. And आज का सेशन बहुत ही स्पेशल है. आज है Q&A session with me here on Shoot Guru, and of course I am Kshitij, and we are in a one-on-one with you today. So अगर आप लोगों के पास कोई भी सवाल हैं, please put it in the chat box so that I can take them up. And also I have a lot of gear that I want to showcase today and want to talk about something that we have been using for a while with some combinations, some things for practice, and of course great usage in different situations. And we also would like to share a very great news that we've opened up a new collaborative space here in Gurgaon where you can come and work out of and also apply for collaborations with us. And if anything fits well, we will work together very soon. So if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat box. And of course, before I start, please put in your names in the chat box. Where are you from? What do you do? It always helps us to get to know us each other. And of course, अगर आप मेरे को चाहते हैं कि मैं हिंदी में आज ज़्यादा बात करूं तो प्लीज़ चैट बॉक्स में डालिए whether you want me to speak in English और हिंदी भी चल सकती है. I can speak in both. I understand a little bit of Punjabi as well and very bad Spanish. So if you guys have any questions in any of those languages, please feel free to ask. We are here to answer all of them today. And of course, let us know what you are currently doing and what kind of projects are you really working on, so that if we have any inputs or we can work with you for bigger projects in future, we will help you guys out or even work with you or call you for working with us as well. Hi Yuvraj, thank you so much. The first question is, how do you join the Shoot Guru Academy? Hi Shresht. सो आई विल बी लुकिंग ऑन द साइट अ लॉट. मैं साइट पे बहुत ज़्यादा देखूंगा बिकॉज यहाँ पे एक मैंने आईपैड लगा रखा है जिसमें आ रहे हैं आप लोगों के क्वेश्चंस लाइव. सो अगर आप लोगों के पास कोई भी सवाल है, प्लीज डोंट हेजिटेट टू आस्क. टुडे इज अ Q&A सेशन एंड ऑफ कोर्स सेशन अबाउट गैस. सो युवराज, पहला क्वेश्चन राइट टू द पॉइंट, हाउ टू ज्वाइन द शूट गुरु अकेडमी. वेल, हमने स्टार्ट कर दिया एक 100% practical course which is for 60 days. Basically अब हम सारी की सारी theory रख रहे हैं online, and since all of us have been through these online sessions so much during lockdown, हमने कहा चलो घरों से बाहर निकलते हैं and let's start getting practical exposure in whatever we can. So आपको मिलेगा 60 days of exposure in using different kind of gears, working on different kind of projects, right from corporate projects to music videos to short films and even a web series, because we will be shooting a web series very soon. नेक्स्ट बैच शुरू होता है मार्च में एंड मोर डिटेल्स आर ऑन द ऐप. प्लस आज मैंने एक पोस्ट डाली है इंस्टाग्राम पर जिसपे आपको और ज्यादा डिटेल्स मिलेंगे कोर्स के बारे में, जिसमें हम सिखाते हैं प्री प्रोडक्शन से लेकर पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग, बेसिक्स ऑफ फोटोग्राफी एंड वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ फोटोग्राफी मेथड्स लाइक पोर्ट्रेट फोटोग्राफी, प्रोडक्ट फोटोग्राफी, एंड ऑफ कोर्स डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ दोज बी रोल काइंड ऑफ वीडियोज एंड एनीथिंग टू बी डन इन स्टूडियो एंड ऑन लोकेशन. एंड रिसेंटली हमारे साथ शूट पे गए थे हमारे स्टूडेंट्स. वी वेंट टू नौकुचिया ताल where the students also shot with us, and this was a travel and hospitality shoot. So you get to work with us on a lot of shoots across the spectrum of your course, जिसमें आपको मिलेगा एक 100% practical exposure of how things really work in the industry. So if you guys are interested, please put it in the DMs on Instagram, that's at shootguru, or you can even call me on my number that is again on Instagram. Hi Rohit. Again guys, welcome to this live session. अगर आप लोगों के पास कोई भी सवाल है प्लीज पूछिए. There are a lot of people that I see here. Please tell your names and introduce yourself in the chat box. Also ये जरूर बताइएगा who you are, where are you from, what you actually do, what is your passion, and what kind of projects are you working on, so that we can look out for more collaborations. Another benefit, जो युवराज का क्वेश्चन है मैं बताना चाहूंगा, another benefit that our students get is they get to collaborate with us on bigger projects. We help them on growing on social media. You've seen how Shoot Guru has grown over the years. Similarly, we will help you grow on social media and of course help you make a portfolio and also learn the business side of filmmaking, photography, and anything to do with media. We will also help you get more clients. And if you are talking to any clients, we can always step in and represent you as your team and make your business look much bigger. All that support to any student who joins us, and of course the access to the Shoot Guru Academy, where you get to see a lot of gear, get to practice this every day, and of course work with us on real life projects. Hi Harsh. Amazing, Harsh. And yeah, Harsh has also been a winner, if I'm not wrong. He was the winner of the light that we gave out a couple of weeks ago, and he has set up a portrait studio in Gurgaon. So do check him out, do check out his work. It's really, really amazing. And if you guys are into portrait photography, he's your man. So, okay. Nice. So there is a guys there in the chat box. There is a form for the academy. If you guys are interested, please fill out the form. We will be calling a lot of people up tomorrow because we have very, very limited space, all because of the coronavirus and of course the restrictions that we have right now. We are following social distancing, but more than that, it is all about personal ट्रेनिंग. हम लोग चाहते हैं कि एक वन ऑन वन सिस्टम क्रिएट हो जिसमें मैं और मेरे मेंटर्स मिलके आप लोगों को इस पूरे फिल्म मेकिंग एंड फोटोग्राफी लर्निंग प्रोसेस के थ्रू लेके जाते हैं, एंड यू गेट टू लर्न अ लॉट ऑन द जॉब, एंड दिस इज वेयर यू एक्चुअली लर्न एवरीथिंग विद अस. Okay, so we have Veed Khalifa saying that he saw my vlog on G100. Star Trail photograph. Yes, of course. The G100. This is the G100 right here. This is literally a beast when it comes to doing videos and of course photography. Even though Panasonic ने इसको एक vlogging camera की तरह launch करा, I feel it is much more than just a vlogging camera. Because of the small form factor, it might be a pocket camera, but the feature it packs, like the 4K video, the 4K live cropping, and of course the live view composite mode for photography, where I was able to do star trails at ease. ये एक ऐसा मोड है जिसमें ये कैमरा अलग अलग luminosity levels पर फोटोज खींचता है, and whenever there is a change in light, it automatically adds it to your photograph. I can actually compose a photograph with maybe 100 or 200 images together to create a very beautiful end product. So this is very, very convenient if you are doing light paintings, if you're doing light streaks, star trails, or anything to do with light. That is where the live view composite really comes handy. It is actually a pro feature, and another thing which I love about it, it's a micro four thirds कैमरा, जिसकी वजह से इसका जो इकोसिस्टम है बहुत ही ज़्यादा अफोर्डेबल हो जाता है. कैमरा अपने आप में भी बहुत अफोर्डेबल है. I call it the entry level camera for beginners. It is very affordable, gives you all the features of a pro camera. The only drawback is that the low light capacity is not as great, but what would you expect in a small form factor? For low light, of course, add lights to any of your shoots and you will still do very well. But otherwise, overall, it gives an amazing, amazing facility to anybody who uses it to do great photography and amazing video. Rishabh Singh is saying DJI Advance or DJI Mavic Mini 2. I have not actually seen the DJI Advance Plus. I've not heard of it. If it comes by any other name, please बताइएगा. But the DJI Mavic Mini 2 का मैं आपको एक चीज़ बताना चाह रहा था जो हमने just find out कर रहा था कि even though it is an entry level drone which is a non-commercial drone, you don't need permissions to fly it, but the new laws of flying drones have restricted its height and distance, जिसमें आप बहुत ज़्यादा height पे नहीं जा सकते हैं उस drone के साथ, and you can't cover too much of a distance. So you're restricted, but you can still create some beautiful short throw videos and short throw time lapse and hyperlapses which are mind-blowingly amazing. The DJI Mavic Air 2 gives you the ability to do 8K hyperlapses, which was really, really mind-blowing, जो कि एक ड्रोन में यूजुअली मिलता ही नहीं है. यहाँ तक कि मेरा Mavic 2 Pro, which is an advanced level drone, भी बहुत सारे ऐसे फीचर्स नहीं कैरी करता है जो कि आपको Air 2 में मिलते हैं. So I would definitely recommend you guys with it. And to buy it in India, there is a very, very close friend who's doing it. It's the brand is called Airy Tech. They're an online platform. They are legally registered to sell drones in India, so you can get legal drones in India from them. You can check out their website. Plus, if you guys need discounts on the drones, do tell me. I will give you the discount coupon that you can use and get great discounts on any deals on drones or any other DJI products. How can we shoot hyperlapse in camera? Can we do it by using phone camera also? Yes, Rohit, you can do hyperlapses using phone cameras as well. बेसिकली समझना जरूरी है कि हाइपरलैप्स होता क्या है. हाइपरलैप्स इज अ मूविंग टाइम लैप्स. इट इज अ टाइम लैप्स इन विच द इमेज और द फ्रेम मूव्स क्लोजर फ्रॉम वन स्टेप टू अनदर. इसमें एक बहुत बेसिक चीज आपको याद रखनी जरूरी है, इज दैट यू नीड टू हैव अ पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. आप अपने फ्रेम के सेंटर में, साइड पे, लेफ्ट पे, राइट पे, टॉप पे, डाउन पे कोई एक ऐसा पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बनाते हैं. आई प्रेफर सेंटर टॉप्स, जिसको आप अपना सेंटर बना के चलते हैं एंड योर होल फ्रेम रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड इट. The faster you move or the bigger steps you take, the faster the hyperlapse will be. The smaller steps you take, the slower the time lapse or the hyperlapse will be. And the more frames you capture, the duration will also increase. हमें ये याद रखना जरूरी है कि हम लोग जब वीडियो को एडिट करते हैं, वीडियो को शूट करते हैं, 24 FPS पे शूट करते हैं, so you need 24 frames for 1 second of footage. Similarly, if you want to record, let's say 10 seconds of a hyperlapse, you need 240 frames. So आपको ये बहुत ध्यान रख के करना. Otherwise, what you can also do is render at half the frames, because in case of hyperlapses and in case of time lapses आपको वो ultra smoothness तो चाहिए नहीं है, because that ultra smoothness will automatically convert it into a video which we are actually not shooting. So basically, if you want to grab that very nice smooth hyperlapses, your basic phone works. Just make sure you're shooting the highest possible resolution. Have maybe a marker or something, maybe a sticker that you can put on your phone to mark your center point. Keep your phone in manual focus. Use an app that allows you to do manual focus, because an autofocus, auto white balance or auto anything will ruin the image and you will get flicker, because every time you take a shot, it will change the settings. Just keep these things clear and try using a tripod if you don't want to do it handheld. Please, with phones, it's literally a pain doing it handheld because your frame will keep changing. Try using a phone holder and a tripod. You will get amazing results. So then I have seen a lot of dance videos. BTS, they use LED tubes. Can you explain why they do that? Well, with LED tubes, I have one right here. The thing that you have to be careful about is what are the features that you get. This one here is from YC Onion. It is, इसका नाम क्या है?
Energy tube.
So these are called energy tubes. And I keep forgetting the name of this tube is because YC Onion usually comes with food names. And oh yeah, it's right here is the energy tube. They make these lights like the brownie light or toast, or they make products like lasagna, and they make products like hot dog bun. So food usually is something I really like remembering, and YCNN is really good at that. उनका relationship ये कि खाना हर कोई भूलता नहीं है, so they name the products like that. So coming back to what it is, so energy tube or a tube light for shoot, you have to be careful that it has to be flicker free. In music videos, people tend to use it is because these lights come with a lot of features. Like I can actually turn it into a, one second, let me just see what we can do. So it has a lot of features. This is a full RGB spectrum light. You can see the colors are changing right here. Right, so this is an RGB spectrum light. It looks very pretty in music videos. Music videos are usually shot at higher frame rates, so you have to be careful that the lights that you use are flicker free. They give very soft lighting. Tube lights should come with a soft cover on top, usually inbuilt, so that you don't need to add soft boxes. 1, 2, they have a tendency of really lighting your subject from top to bottom. These energy tubes come with connectors. You can connect more than one energy tube together, and you can actually have a lot of these effects that you want to create in anything, and have multiple things that you can create with this. Mood lighting करनी है music videos में, आपको dance based lighting करनी है, so you can play around a lot. Again, quality of light matters. Flicker free होनी चाहिए. Has to have all the features to make your music video look really kick-ass and beautiful. And please make sure it's soft lighting, because otherwise it will be very jarring on your subjects and will create a very bad shadow. So make sure all these things are clear when you're going for tubes. And again, tubes look beautiful as backgrounds, and they can actually create really good accent lighting for anybody. Guys, I'm loving the questions. Thank you all for so many questions coming in. Okay, next question is camera for beginners under 40k. Shreyash, I have the camera for beginners right here. This is the G100. It records 4K, has a beautiful camera for photography, has all the features of a photo and video camera. This is next to pro level when it comes to quality. And if when like combined with a really good lens, this is an SLR Magic 0.95. This is, I think, a 25mm lens. Yeah. So this is actually a 50mm lens, 0.95 T 0.95. This is a cinema lens, which gives mind-blowingly amazing quality. There is a shot in my vlog, the review vlog for this camera, where you can see it. And why I recommend this is because this is literally prosumer in my mind, and it is very affordable. Not under 40k though. You will have to increase your budget a little bit. आपको budget बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. But for what it's worth, believe me, you will not change your camera for a very long time. And if you're into vlogging and if you're into YouTube, this is your perfect mate. It also turns into a webcam for any of those Zoom meetings or anything that you want to do. So Mr. Pro is asking, he's on question on Instagram that you have started practical courses. Do they need any equipment? That's a really good question. And no, you do not need equipment if you're joining us. You will get to work on this, a lot of that, and everything that you see in my setups. You have access to all of it. Come practice on our equipment, learn on our equipment, understand what different things are needed for. लर्न फ्रॉम आवर मिस्टेक्स. मैंने अपने करियर में इतनी मिस्टेक्स करी हैं जहां पे मैंने ये सीखा है. कई बारी मैंने कुछ ऐसा इक्विपमेंट खरीदा जिसकी मेरे को जरूरत ही नहीं थी, चाहे वो लाइट्स हो, चाहे वो कैमरा हो, चाहे वो कोई हार्ड ड्राइव हो, कुछ भी हो. ये सारी गलतियां हम कर चुके हैं. सो आई वुड रेकमेंड, प्लीज डोंट रिपीट दोज मिस्टेक्स. सी व्हाट आर योर नीड्स, understand the equipment that would fulfill your needs, and then go buy it. That is the philosophy by which we teach here at the Shoot Guru Academy. And of course, we are always open to collaborations. So अगर आप student बनते हैं और आपके पास future में कोई बड़ा project आता है, you get a backend of equipment and team to work with you so that you can deliver world-class projects. Hi Rishabh. Hi. Thank you so much. Rishabh, the best camera for doing wedding photography and videography, in my mind, you would call me, I'm being biased to Panasonic here, but for all the reasons, it is the S5. The S5 actually gives me the capability or the ability to get up to 6K image if I want to. It's a full frame camera. It is a small form factor, can be balanced onto a gimbal. It can be, it is very easy to use, very handy, comes with an amazing 20 to 60 lens, which is a wide to close-up lens. The whole form factor and the build of this camera is mind-blowing to hold. It's about 150,000 rupees. You get the best of quality. The best bit, why I would prefer this over any competitor and not giving you names, is that it shoots 10-bit footage 4K on the camera itself and has autofocus at 120 FPS. So if you're a wedding guy, you want to shoot slow-mo on a gimbal, you can now do face tracking at 120 FPS when your bride and the groom are walking in or on the stage or dancing or whatever the heck they're doing, and still get mind-blowing focus locking on the faces even at 4K. This also performs very well in low light. We shot a short film using this camera, and the results we got on the road just using street lights was just amazing. We will release that film very soon once we get approvals from our competition holders where we put the film. But then again, amazing quality to work with, great price for what it comes, and this is a future ready machine. So I would recommend this hands down until any competitor camera comes in that gives me 10-bit at this price range. How to shoot hyperlapse using DJI drones? Okay, hyperlapse feature is available in selected drones. It came in the Mavic 2 Pro where you can actually do a day to night hyperlapse. What you have to do is set waypoints. आप टेक ऑफ करते हैं, टेक ऑफ करने के बाद आप जाएंगे हाइपरलैप्स मोड के अंदर. हाइपरलैप्स मोड के अंदर एक होता है वे पॉइंट मोड. वे पॉइंट मोड बेसिकली क्या करता है, अपने कैमरा आप अपने ड्रोन के वे पॉइंट सेट कर सकते हैं, पोजीशन 1 टू पोजीशन 2 टू 3 टू 4, व्हाटएवर द पोजीशंस यू वांट टू सेट इट एट, एंड देन जस्ट रिकॉर्ड दोस पोजीशंस. तो एक बारी आप मे बी 15 मिनट का हाइपरलैप्स सुबह रिकॉर्ड करें, फिर एक 15 मिनट का शाम को रिकॉर्ड करें. व्हाट विल हैपन इज इफ यू फ्लाई फ्रॉम द सेम पोजीशन, the drone will automatically start from the waypoint based on the geolocation recorded in the morning, and वहीं पर वो रात को भी record करेगा. So you can easily in edit transform from a day to night hyperlapse, which is available. You can see in one of my vlogs. I have shown how to do it. Actually, my first vlog where I actually shot a hyperlapse, a day to night hyperlapse using my drone. You can see it. A small tutorial is right there. But again, it depends on drone to drone whether that feature is available. In the newest tiny drones, the Mavic Air 2, it is there, and you can actually do some amazing shots with that. Any DSLR that you can afford, best camera, blah blah blah, find your budget. Yep, definitely, Harsh. Thank you so much. Hi, Nikunj. Okay, a very cool question by Nikunj, something based on what I was just discussing about the S5. Of course, you have the Sony A7 III in the market, and I am not dissing any brand here. I have no such intentions. I have been a Sony user for years, then I switched to Panasonic because we started loving the ecosystem of Micro Four Third cameras, and then the S series got launched and I fell in love with the S1 Edge. But Panasonic in the end launched the S5, which gave me the ability to use all the features of the S1 Edge in a small form factor. It has 6K video, it does 10-bit on the camera, it records on dual SD cards together, it has a lock color profile, it can shoot 4K live cropping, it also has live view composite mode, which literally no other camera has in this price range. The whole form factor is very sturdy, works very well on the gimbal, and of course the 20 to 60 lens goes into the macro or close-up mode at 28mm, which believes me gives you a very amazing perspective on any shot that you want to take. So if you are a wedding guy, or if you are into portrait photography, or even if you're a travel filmmaker or a filmmaker, you will have this one-man army with you at all times. This can actually do literally everything that a very high-end pro camera like the S1 Edge does. The difference between the S1 Edge and this is, of course, the sensor size and the low light capability of the S1 Edge, and of course the 10-bit 6K on the S1 Edge versus the 10-bit 4K here. But the 6K on this can be done at 8-bit as well on the camera itself. Okay, Harsh is asking, where do you think the future of photography is going, considering mirrorless is already here capturing market? Do you think the next year or two we will see DSLR going outdated? I feel that DSLRs are already outdated. आप कहीं पे भी जाए, go to any kind of shoot, until unless you are maybe a sports photographer or somebody who needs very high speed processing when it comes to capturing pictures. But that also is going away with the new mirrorless technologies that are coming in. The future is mirrorless, but there are still old school users that I know of that still prefer the click in a DSLR and the whole feel of a DSLR camera, the weight ratios. So you can't change that fast, maybe year or two, but yeah, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line, you would see the DSLRs going out. I feel the whole camera industry is going to get a shake-up with the kind of phone cameras that are coming in the market, and the consumer now getting the power to shoot 8K on a phone sensor. I know photographers, videographers would say, well, are you kidding me? You can't compare a camera to a phone. But for somebody who's doing videos for TikTok, it doesn't really matter. So for you, it is up to you where you want to use it, how you want to use it, and what technology you want to use it for, and that will help you for future. I always recommend people please switch to the latest technologies or ecosystems that do not hurt your bank. If your budgets are phones, go for phones. If your budgets are entry level micro four third cameras, go for that. Or you have high level micro four third cameras, go for that. But if your budget is a full frame ecosystem, definitely go for that. Everything is on budget. The better budget you have, the better things you can do, and of course nothing will restrict you. I have seen people doing amazing work using their phones. I did my first travel films using my phone itself, and that gave me a whole new edge, even though I did better job with my cameras later. But of course, I can't negate the fact that a phone is what got me started in the travel filmmaking world. So the technology is developing. आप लोगों को बेहतर technology मिल रही है. You're getting latest features in everything that you do, be it a DSLR, be it a mirrorless, be it a phone. Choose your equipment or your weapon with ease, with your budget in mind, with your pocket in mind, and of course think about what your future expenses are going to be, because the camera body alone is not something that is the final endpoint. You will need to buy accessories, you will need to buy lenses, you will need to buy tripods, memory cards and stuff like that, or even upgrade your computers to edit that footage. So be very, very, very careful with what you choose, and that should be future ready. Do not go, जिसको हम कहते हैं भेड़ चाल में काम मत करना. Do not see other people what they are buying and then buy something. Please be careful in what you buy, so that you do not make a mistake and you do not end up cribbing about that the expenses got higher once you bought that ecosystem. So select your ecosystem with a care. Make sure that ecosystem fits your budget. Make sure that ecosystem is not that expensive for the future, because the EMIs, the expenses, the whole setup will bring you back a few 100,000, 200,000 rupees, and you will have to pay it all back, even if your parents pay for it, because in the end, the cost recovery system is what you have to be looking for. So you might have a budget of 3 lakh rupees, but what if you can only buy one body in 3 lakh rupees versus you buy a cheaper ecosystem where you can buy one body in 3 lenses in 3 lakh rupees and you could do a lot more. So be careful with what you choose. Guys, these questions have been very interesting. So if you guys have anything else, and just going ahead, I wanted to show something to you guys. These are the drones that we worked with, and this by far has been my favorite drone. This is the DJI Tello. The DJI Tello allows me to actually practice flying, and it allows our students to practice flying. It comes with protectors. So really, the drone really doesn't get hurt too bad if it even crashes. Even if it crashes, it doesn't break. If you break a propeller or something, it's still cheap. It's not that expensive. So all in all, a great practice drone starting at about 8,000 rupees if you buy it from the right place. You also get it at Airitech. So if you guys want to order it online, Airitech is the place for you where you can get it. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by them. I just love them. That is why I'm recommending them. Another thing I want to show you guys is here. This is Holyland, and they are actually our sponsors for this video, wherein this is a wireless transmitter. This is the 400S Pro. The most amazing thing about this is this gives me a full HD output for any wireless transmission. So be it events, be it even this live session where the camera is running on one of them and I am streaming it onto my stream box, the YOLO box on the other. The power backups, the battery backups are amazing. They use basic normal Sony batteries, and the one battery gives you about 4 to 8 hours of backup depending on the size of the battery. The whole in all, the build is really, really cool, and the technology allows me to give wireless feeds on any HDMI output, which allows me to do a lot more in motion and movement when I'm on set or for events, where I can now give live feeds even on moving cameras. Nikunj, that's a really, really good question. How do you actually approach clients for a shoot? See, I agree that people will be reluctant for free shoots also because they do not trust your quality of work. It is their brand that you're pitching for. And a lot of these questions are actually answered in a podcast The link for the podcast is in the last video that we published. The podcast video was published about 2 days ago. You can check it on the YouTube. And of course, if you're going there, please like, share, and subscribe. Do follow the podcast where Kabir and I discuss what the business of media is going and what we think the process of pitching clients is. We are going to be talking more about pitching clients in the live that happens tomorrow. The live of Business Live happens tomorrow. It's called the Weekly Hustle, which is also a podcast and a live session on YouTube. But coming back to your question, when you are approaching clients, create a beautiful portfolio before you do. Prove to them that you will do justice to their brand, to their product. Prove to them that even if you do it for free, it is worth their time. It should not be a time pass job. It should not be a bad or shabby job. Your quality of your project will get you more projects. So make sure, guys, even if you're doing something for 1 rupee or 1 lakh rupees, the quality should be exactly the same, because in the end, that is your project. That is your portfolio, and that is what will get you business in future. So develop trust. Make sure your client understands what you're offering and the quality that you're offering them, and they will definitely not hesitate to hire you. How does one avoid flicker in videos? Also, what's the reason behind the flicker? Well, the basic reason behind flicker is the sync between your shutter speed and your frame rate. The basic funda of frame rate and shutter speed is कि आपका shutter should be double the frame rate. So if I'm shooting cinema and I'm shooting 24 FPS or 25 FPS, depending on the system that you're shooting on, the shutter should be 1/48th of a second or 1/50th of a second. Similarly, the higher frame rate I go, the higher the shutter speed will go. Now, when you increase the shutter speed, the shutter also is in sync with the electricity that you're working in. If you're shooting in ambient lights, if you're shooting in real light fixtures like tube lights or bulbs, especially tungsten bulbs, आपको मिलता है एक basic flicker at different frequencies of electricity. In India, the electricity runs at a frequency of 50 Hertz. Hence, your shutter will always sync at 1/50th of a second and then 1/100th of a second. But if you still get a flicker, because we're in a day and age where we use lights of mixed brands, and we might get different frequencies of light because we will be using LEDs in most of the cases in natural ambient lights, just crank up your shutter to maybe 1/60th of a second for basic, or 1/120th of a second, or whatever your camera can, 1/125th of a second, depending what you're shooting. So once you do that, you will see the flicker go away, because the frequency of electricity is now matching with the shutter speed and the frame rates, and your shutter and the frequency, everything is in sync, and you will get very good quality light. Also, another way to avoid it is get flicker-free LEDs. This is what a flicker-free LED is, because I'm gonna, 1 second, I'm gonna change the mode. So I can just change the shutter for the people. Let's increase the shutter and see if we get any flicker, because what we're using here are all flicker-free LEDs. These are all flicker-free LEDs. Hence, any change you will see change in the light. The shot is getting darker because Saket is changing the light a lot. But in any case, you will not get flicker. Do we get flicker in that bulb? So if I point the camera at that bulb particularly, if you can just maybe just take a look at that bulb behind me right there. It gets some flicker at different frame rates. Why? Because that is a basic 0-watt bulb running on basic electricity that will definitely give you a lot of flicker. So avoid that. Get flicker-free LEDs for any of your shoots and you will do a lot better. Nikunj, the best way to do it is that if you are maybe talking to restaurants, shoot food at home. If you're talking to somebody who's doing architecture, click your home. If you're doing maybe going to a hotel for a dinner, click some shots there. If you're going to a restaurant for a dinner or a party, click some shots there. What this will give you is this will give you free portfolio to work with. And again, if you really want to create portfolios without actually approaching clients and hesitating to approach them, join the Shoot Guru Academy and we will make sure that you build a strong portfolio to offer to your clients what you really want to do. Do we have any more questions flowing in, or what else do we have to talk about? I have something very interesting right here that I can talk about. This is the YC Onion L bracket. And what this does is it actually protects my camera if it falls down. It's a great protector. One, two, I can add a lot of accessories on the side. It has these, rits on the side, which allow you to mount accessories. It has a cold shoe also, which allows you to mount lights or mics, whatever you want to do it, that will connect to your camera. It has an HDMI management system on the side, cable management system on the side that allows you to manage your wires on the go. All in all, it creates a whole a system for your camera, which is much more sturdier, much more easier to manage, and makes your camera feel protected for all you can. And also with the all of accessories that you can add, you can always take some more beautiful shots. A very well built product. It's very modular. It has inbuilt L key system, and of course a coin based system to tighten those screws up. That goes right here with the magnet, which is really cool. Very modular. With this, I can actually loosen this up, move it on the side. Gives me great flexibility to maybe expand the camera base, hold it in a particular way, have a better grip, because with DSLRs and especially the Micro Four Thirds series, what I have felt in the past is that they're very light, and they're very compact. So the whole grip and the stability of the camera goes away if the whole system is smaller, and the feel is smaller. You might get some shake, some movement, so it creates a little bit of issues. So these kind of rigs and these kind of L brackets really allow you to get that stability, and of course accessorize your cameras to look really cool. What if a client tells you to make so many changes in the work? I agree, they are paying you money according to the requirements. When do I tell them right or wrong in work? Well, very interesting questions. When do you actually tell your client that it's enough, you will not do any more changes, or that any more changes will cost them? To tell you the truth, even after 12 years, it is very hard for me to say that to my clients, because in the end, we have to retain clients. But when you are proposing to your client, when you are sending them a pitch or you're sending them a proposal, and when I say proposing, don't go towards Valentine's Day. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about business pitches and proposals, which will allow you to get more business. Please mention in your proposal that you will give X number of drafts only, and be a little rigid about it, because clients have a habit of getting changes done one after another. A very recent project of mine got my very good and brilliant editor frustrated, and he's watching this live right now, and he would understand where this was actually a basic plain gray background shoot. We just had to add text to what they were speaking. And the changes that kept coming in, they wanted the text placement in a particular way. The changes were happening online. We were rendering the video, sending it to them. They would send us the changes back. And all the changes that they were getting done was move the line up, move the line down, increase font size, change the font, change the color, add this line, add an underline, add this, try that, try this, try that. At draft number 24 is when we got frustrated and said, sir, let's close it here. The best way to do it is have a sitting with the editor once, get all your queries done, get everything finalized, and that's it. It's a hard stop. Any more changes will incur costs, and your client, believe me, will understand it and they will stop. But then again, you can't do this if you're doing a shabby job. Make sure your job is perfect, and make sure what you're presenting to them is something that is worth their while. What if we have to do high expectations, like I can't even charge at the skill level? When you're starting off, you have to over deliver. You don't have a portfolio. You don't have something to offer to your clients. Your clients don't understand what your capabilities are. Your clients don't understand what you are able to do, what you can do. what is your skill set. So to showcase that skill set, to showcase what you're doing, understand that the first few projects that you do are projects to showcase your skill. These are projects that will tell the audience, tell somebody that what you can do for them, how you can do it, and what are your capabilities. So you will always deliver. But that is only till the time when you will understand that now your work talks by itself. It is what is getting you more business, and it is something that you are looking forward to. So please make sure that you reach that level, attain that level, and start charging clients accordingly. Charge for your time, charge for your skills, charge for your research and development that you have done over the years, and especially charge for your USPs, because that is what the client is really coming for. So over deliver in the beginning. Why? Because that is your portfolio that you're working for. Make sure that you deliver the best. Set standards right in the beginning. Make sure your portfolio looks at par with the international standards, and please present it very well so that your clients also understand that you can really deliver a good job, and hence they will start paying you better. Yep, Harsh, you summarized it right. Under promise and deliver. Over deliver is the funda, because you have to understand, if you over promise and under deliver, you will have client dissatisfaction. Please don't do that. Make sure you set the expectations very low. I mean, not very low, but low enough for your client to be understanding. When you over deliver, they become much more happier, and your client retention levels will be much more. Awesome, guys. I'm really having fun. Thank you so much for these amazing questions that are flowing in. It's a complete pleasure to answer all of them. And if you want me to answer any more, please feel free to ask. I am still here. There is still time left in this live session. Let's check if we missed out on any of the questions. I don't really think so. Nope. So there's one thing that I really want to discuss with you guys is I keep seeing people commenting on these really amazing videos that it has been copied from somewhere. And this happened with me as well. During lockdown, I shot a B-roll video. It was definitely inspired by Daniel Schiffer, and I put it in the caption saying that it is inspired by him. So I had no hesitation doing it. I found out that the new style of doing B-roll videos was amazing, but you have to understand, people can't copy anything, they get inspired. So if you are developing your skills, if you are trying something new for the first time, and you are getting inspired from other people, give them credit. Make sure you develop your own style, not copy it word by word, shot by shot, or style by style. You can't have 100% copy, because the environment is different, the camera qualities are different, the lighting is different, the whole ecosystem will be different. It can never be 100% same unless you're shooting on their setups. So when you are looking at work which is inspired by people, appreciate it, because that is an effort that individual, that photographer or filmmaker has put in to actually get a new skill, to learn something new and execute it in their work. And of course, they will come up with unique styles later, and there is no harm in doing copies, if you must say, but I call them inspirations, so that your skills get better. And another career tip, if you guys are planning to set into the film and photography industry, the media industry, please make sure that everybody around you understands one basic fact, and even you do that, कि अब आपके पास टाइम नहीं होगा. इस इंडस्ट्री में सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक यही है कि हम लोगों के पास टाइम होता ही नहीं है. हम सुबह जल्दी स्टार्ट करते हैं, रात को लेट खत्म करते हैं. हम लोग कई बार तो 24 घंटे भी बैक टू बैक शूट करते हैं. सो इट इज ऑलवेज अबाउट वर्क, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ, वेयर यू हैव टू गिव योर 200%. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज you learn everything, skill up, get your work at standard or even better than anybody else in the industry, and then start pitching. एक बेसिक फंडा, एक क्वेश्चन जो मेरे पास हमेशा आता है, and I get sometimes I get a little hassled by it, is that people ask me कि I want to get into filmmaking and photography, मैं कितना कमाने लग जाऊंगा? मेरे पास एक ही जवाब है, शून्य, zero, nada. You will not earn anything till the time you really make sure that the industry understands what you do, it respects what you've done, your portfolio talks for itself, you start developing networks and relationships with clients, and in the end you develop an ecosystem of your business which will give you more business. You have to network, you have to have a strong portfolio, you have to talk to people. You're an introvert, become an extrovert. Start talking out on social media, start complimenting other people's work, start collaborating. There is no hesitation in collaborating with people. It is always good. There are some skills that you have, there are some skills that I have, and both of us together can create wonders. And that has been my philosophy since the beginning. I'm talking about 2008, 2009, when I started in the industry, where we did not have people, or we did not have enough mentors in the industry who were teaching for free. This live session is free. I am giving you my gyan, my learning, my mistakes for free, because I don't want you to repeat my mistakes. I want you to make your own new ones so that then you can teach others more. So start teaching as well from your mistakes. Don't have this mindset कि यार अगर इसको सिखा दिया तो ये मेरे को overtake कर लेगा, या मेरा काम ले जाएगा, या मेरा client ले जाएगा. Nobody can steal your work. Nobody can steal your clients. एक हद तक एक क्लाइंट ले जाएगा, मगर उससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, बिकॉज इन द एंड द क्लाइंट इज कमिंग फॉर यू एंड नॉट योर कैमराज, नॉट योर इक्विपमेंट और एनीथिंग. इन द एंड द होल थिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट यू डू, where you do it, how well you do it, and what is the end result, so that your clients are happy. Work on your skills, learn better, get practical exposure. We have our doors open where you can come and experience different gear. Maybe you want to buy a gimbal, come and try out a gimbal. Maybe you want to buy cinematic lights, come and try those lights. Maybe you want to buy a lens that is like 50,000 rupees in the market, but you don't have the money to spend right now. You're very careful about it. Come try those lenses here, and you will understand the quality of those lenses, where they're used, how you use it. Maybe you don't need it at all. So you can always try all of that here at the Shoot Guru Academy. We are there to support you. But look out for more avenues like us. I want to make this space into India's first collaborative space. I am actually inspired by Casey Neistat's 368. That's what it's called. So he built a place in New York City. We are going to have live workshops here, free workshops for everybody to come and enter, but everything will depend on applications. You will be only allowed to enter if you're approved, even for the space, the gear, and everything that you want to experience. I keep getting collaborative offers, but we have to be very careful who we collaborate with. So it might take time, but develop your skills better. And of course, you're always welcome to learn with us during our workshops, online, offline, or wherever, and get experience in anything that you do. So skill up, learn well, create a portfolio, and then start pitching. Awesome. We don't have any more questions, so I feel that I've talked enough, and thank you guys for attending. It has been a complete pleasure. Again, the Shoot Guru Academy has opened up. We have the 100% practical course, only 5 students per batch. The next batch starts in March, and you can come in and join us, where you will learn anything and everything for filmmaking and photography, right from pre-production to post-production, everything in your hands. Get experience on our gear, work on live projects with us, and of course, in the end, collaborate with us to create great content. So thank you guys for attending. I hope you guys are staying safe and you are keeping well, your family is well. Please keep in touch. DM me on Instagram, that's at Shoot Guru. And of course, leave a comment on this video with any queries that you have, and we will try and answer them. And you can always come and visit us at the academy with a prior visiting booking, and of course, meet us one-on-one as well. So take care, have fun, have a great week ahead, and see you tomorrow in the Business Live in our weekly hustle with Kabir, where we will talk about the business side of media and maybe help you guys grow your business in this field. So take care. Ciao.